Memory of the demise of Spudulike, we have run a poll online asking you what your favourite baked potato filling is, and that ranges from egg mayonnaise right up to top of the pops, where 1 in 3 of you say beans and cheese.
Oh, yes.
Beans and cheese.
I said cheese, didn't I? Beans
That's
and
a good
cheese.
one.
Well, I said beans and cheese or chili con carne.
Chili con carne. I like egg mayonnaise on mine.
OK, well, Phil is paying homage to the baked spud today, and what have you got in mind?
Right, we're going to do three varieties, but here they are. So that's the chilli of the pack.
Lovely.
Gorgonzola and walnut, which I love. And then we've got a twice-filled jacket, as my mum used to do when we were kids, peppers and sausages.
So is that when you scrape it out and put it back in again?
Yeah. And put some flavour.
Yeah.
So before we start, look at these are some of the ones that Spudulike, as they used to call it, used to do. And they did coronation chicken.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Beans and cheese, tuna and sweet corn. A lot of people don't like
Perfect.
tuna.
No, I love that
Cottage
one.
cheese, chilli, which we're going to do in a second, but also egg mayonnaise, as I said, was one of my favourite ones as well. So you're very welcome to tuck in if you want, Eamonn. But
I'm
Well,
waiting
you
for one
two
of
go
yours.
talking there, I'll find a
OK,
reason
I'm waiting
to.
let's
for
talk
one
about
of yours.
spuds.
Yeah.
So here we've got three types of potato. Now, just a couple of things. I know you mentioned your little spike thing that you put the 4 potatoes on. If you haven't got one of those, you can use a normal teaspoon. In that goes, like so.
Hang on,
and that,
there you go.
see that there? So what happens is the heat obviously heats up, transfers the potato.
Yeah, I
cooks
use
it
my
very
metal
quickly.
skewers that I use on the
They're good, aren't they?
barbecue and things.
Now, the other thing to say also is, when you get a slightly larger potato, I tend to just run through the skin like that around the potato, because sometimes if you pick them up, they burst.
Yes.
And they will actually burn you, so be very,
yes.
very careful. Baked potatoes, I've got 3 here. This is Marfona. Now, this is a variety which you can get in the supermarket. I love Marfona.
Marfona.
They also make great mashed potatoes when they get slightly bigger. White King Edwards, which I love, also do great chips. And this one here, which is Vivaldi. And these tend to get a slightly larger potato there. Now, in the oven like normal, it takes quite a bit of energy to actually get them crispy. So I tend to microwave them first.
Do you?
and then finish
OK, how
them.
long do you microwave for?
About between 5 and 7 minutes
And
on a
that's
medium heat.
Right, and then into the oven.
Then, and just crisp them up.
Can I ask you, some people put a little bit of oil and rub the potato in oil. Do you do that?
Make no difference.
No?
No difference whatsoever.
Because I thought, does that make the skin... I don't do that, but does it make the skin crispier?
No, because what happens is the temperature of the oven, if you turn it up hot enough, it'll go crispy anyway, regardless of anything you put on it. It's like crackling. It's the same thing.
OK.
People put all sorts of stuff.
So
anyway,
nothing on it, just wash your potato.
Correct. And then it goes in the oven.
it goes.
Now, let's talk about chilli
Can I
first.
just ask, sorry,
Yeah.
if you don't do the spiky thing through, are you supposed to spear it to...
No,
let
not
any
really. Not
steam
really.
out or
I
anything?
just cut around the edge slightly like
OK.
that. I mean, it's a question of time, really.
Yeah.
Now, chilli, in this pan here, I've got mince, which I've got tomatoes, chopped tomatoes in juice, and also tomato puree. This recipe came from when we filmed in San Antonio years ago for This Morning, and outside of this restaurant, they had a chilli, and they had a chilli competition, and I got the recipe off the guy that won it.
Oh, OK.
Theirs is like a gravy. It's not as thick as ours. So here I've got a bit of chilli, obviously.
Chilli flake. Are they dried?
Dried chilli flakes. I tend to use dried chilli flakes because you know exactly what the heat is. When you've got different red chillies and green chillies, they can vary quite a lot. Cinnamon, quite bizarrely, which works really well. Cumin. Paprika, which gives it a nice colour, in that goes. Oregano. OK. Kidney beans. OK, you can use... Yep, you can use pinto beans, you can all sorts of things, but they use kidney beans, in they go. And then it was stock. This is normal chicken stock or whatever, your beef stock, and beer. Just a little touch of beer.
No, I never put
Gives
beer
it a
in
nice
chilli.
bitter edge. Cook it down 35, 40 minutes, and you end up this one here. Now, this is your
put the lid on.
favourite.
Oh, that
Look
looks so
at
good.
that.
I'm
I'll
so
try to leave that
hungry.
there, so you can see that there. Look at
Oh,
that.
look at that.
So that's cooked down. Now, that is slightly thicker than you would have in America, but I want you to have a little taste of this because I've got potatoes here that we split on top, and one that my mother does, she splits them in half like that.
Sorry,
I like the
those for
split
you.
in half
I
version.
do. Now, you've got the chilli there, and you also have some guacamole and some sour cream and a little bit of coriander if you
look.
would like that.
There's people making weird slurping noises in my ear from our gallery.
I think, whoa,
that's so
nice. Look at that one there. Look at that. Honestly, it's not too hot, Ruth, but it's just that nice little warm kick to it. It's
perfect.
It's fantastic. Now, this is a bit radical, this one
So
here.
the cinnamon is nice.
It is there,
Because
yeah.
I don't normally like a lot of cinnamon, but it's just a warming flavour, isn't it?
Exactly. Now, this is a bit more radical. Here I've got Gorgonzola cheese, which I love. Can use Stilton. Walnuts, breadcrumbs, a little bit of red onion, or any onion, just softened in a bit of butter, a little bit of basil, and then 2 egg yolks. And the egg yolks, when you cook them in the oven, holds it all together. And you just mix that to a paste.
This is like quite a posh one then, isn't it?
It is quite a posh one, but, you know, any cheese will do. I'm just trying to do something slightly different. And then what you do is you pile this onto the potatoes. These ones I've twice baked. So I've baked them in the oven, twice cooked, I should say, and then I've browned them in a pan so you get that lovely crunchy edge.
Oh, sorry, you put them face down.
Yeah, face down like that.
Yeah.
But also, on a barbecue, they work quite well as well. And you can cook them the day before,
Yeah.
boil them, put them on there. And then...
I'm just carrying on eating
you carry on.
lunch
Then
here,
what you do is you
don't
just
mind you.
pack this onto the potato, like that, back into the oven, and just let them warm a little tiny bit, so it doesn't actually cook right the way through, and you end up with the ones here.
So your cheese goes all melty?
It does, but not too much. So the egg yolks hold it together. It's a bit like a Welsh rarebit. So have a little taste of that, Ruth. What do you think? It is, because the Gorgonzola is quite a mild cheese.
Yes.
You don't end up that real sort of blue cheese kick. But the walnuts give it a nice bit of taste, a nice bit of, as well.
Oh, nice crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Do you like that? Again, like you say, a bit posh. Now,
It's a bit posh.
just this one
Isn't
here.
it?
Again, twice baked. So my mum, when we were kids, would bake potatoes, bake them out, cut them out, put onions and sausage and peppers back into them, or just onions and bacon, back in the oven, and give them around about 8 to 10 minutes in a hot oven, and they come out with these ones just like these ones here.
This is like my
But
idea
I
of
didn't
heaven
think I'd
today.
like that cheese, the
No.
gorgonzola and the nuts, but that's a lovely texture.
I
and a
thought that
lovely
might
flavour.
be radical for you.
Yes,
Radical.
it would
no,
be.
in a positive
On the
way.
menu, it would be. I wouldn't choose that, but that's very nice.
So this is what's in...
Homage to my mum. She did twice baked jackets. Peppers, sausage, onions, and the potato put back
Pepper,
in.
sausage and onion.
Yeah, you can do it with bacon as well, and it's just tasty stuff. The humble spud lives
I have
on.
to say, your mum's
She's
right
good.
up there.
My mum's a bit good.
Your mum's a bit good.
She always tells me off when I don't cook right, so...
She tells you off when you don't scrape the bowl out properly.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
Lovely.
Mrs Vickery, I'm loving your
And
recipe.
you look old on telly, son. Thanks, Mum.
My mum does that. I didn't like that blue dress. Does nothing. Did nothing for you today. Cheers, Mum.
That Eamonn's lovely. Said you don't know him.
Right, you're right. That's lovely.
So
That's
nice.
really some great ideas
you.
there, and it might put you in the mood for something different
There you
for
go.
lunch today. For the recipe details that Phil's concocted here, go to the This Morning app. And as we say, other recommendations from you at home: prawn cocktail, there, coleslaw, and basically we've covered everything else.
Beans and cheese still the top.
Beans and cheese
it
is
is.
still the top.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Can't
can
beat
you?
it. There you go.